Hello YouTube and fellow resellers, my name is Kevin the Stoic Reseller, and I'm back at you with a what sold last week with a top 10 sales, a review of my metrics. Hey, so if you're new here, I am now a Dolphins fan in hiding. I don't know what happened. But anyways, if you're new here, I buy and sell new and used clothing. I sell those new and used clothings on eBay and Poshmark. I report my sales. I report my findings. We all know eBay is a crazy, chaotic mess right now. So I like to show that I'm no different than anyone else, but you can make it. For clarity's sake, I don't promote, guys. So if you like this kind of content and you want to see more of it, go watch my other videos, like and subscribe, share my videos with your friends and family. I've been known to crack a joke once or twice. But hey, let's get it started here. Okay, so we're going to go here to our sales. My last week was in the custom field here. 11217. Generate this crazy thing. You can see here, it wasn't so hot last week. I'll pull up my little spreadsheet I made for you guys. So here you can see here on eBay, I made a total sales of not much. 1,053.27. That's 26 sales with an average sell cost of $40.51 to the buyer. My cost of goods has stayed the same. I don't go on my thrift trip until this weekend, so that may have fluctuate up and down depending on how well that goes. So when you factor in my cost of goods, that's $254.80. My average selling cost on eBay is 29.3%. Hard to get an accurate one because we're so early in the year. That's $308.61, leaving me $489.86 of profit. That is 46.51% of my total sales. That is below my expected profit margin. I like to be around 48% minimum. I do taxes a bit differently than maybe most people. I do 15% on the total sales, which comes out to $157.99. So once you factor in everything, you take all these costs out, my net profit for last week on eBay alone is $331.87. That is 31.51%, missing my goal by 1.49%. But I will say that's not terrible considering I used to have part-time jobs back in the day that didn't pay anywhere near this every 2 weeks. So, hey, can't complain, I guess. On Poshmark, however, I had only 11 sales less, so about half, close to half. I didn't do the math here, but whatever. I had 505 total sales in dollar-wise. My cost of goods is still the same, $9.80, so that cost me $147 in items. The average selling cost on Poshmark is 20%. They handle the shipping, the fees, the customer service, all that jazz, at a flat rate of 20%. $101, leaving me a net profit of $257 and no cents. Because I make no sense sometimes. It is 50.89%, exceeding my goal. We take our taxes out of $75.75, leaving me $181.25, leaving me at 35.89% total profitability on Poshmark for last week, which it's above my goal. I wish eBay would be this high. My total items sold was 41 with a total clean net profit of $513.12. Guys, last week was pretty disastrous. You can see here, these are my eBay sales. You can see how it's just all over the place. There is no consistency. Zero consistency, guys. Let's go over here. What I really want to show you is actually my traffic. You can see my sales chart graphs. So I went on vacation right here. And on vacation I had some okay days, but I really haven't gotten back to right here. Is 250 is kind of where I want to be. That's like my median on eBay that I really, really want. And we haven't gotten there. We've gotten close. Today's been okay. I've had 5 sales. The problem is there's just no consistency. I have had absolutely zero promotions for over 30 days now, And you can see my sales have tanked. Part of that is, yes, my store was on vacation mode, but that's okay. You can see my listing impressions are still tanking. My click-through rate is better. My sales conversion rate is the exact same, and my page views are tanking as well, 30% month over month. I don't know. But we'll look at the traffic chart here. You can see all these beautiful red numbers. I thought we were past Christmas. It just needs a little bit of green in there to make it look like Christmas again. But we ain't getting that for a whole nother year, right? Anyways, you can see here, this is December 9th through today. Impressions are down 56% from the week prior. That's pretty wild to me. Page views down nearly 30%. My quantity sold is down 31%. These numbers are just devastating. My impressions, 20% in top 20, 53.3 in rest of search, and 26.9 in non-search impressions. As you can see, no such thing as promoted listings over here. 100% of these are organic impressions. You can see that this is kind of odd because I was getting a lot of impressions, and I don't understand like what was happening here. So it's like it turned the promotions off on the 4th of December, and I only had about 100 of my 700 items promoted anyways. And you can just see here, like, this is back in November, and just how crazy even that little bit of promoted actually got impression wise. But you can see here the page views, which in my humble personal opinion as a Dolphins fan in hiding, page views are probably the more important stat. And you can see here the line is not as drastic. You can see here, obviously, this is pretty wild to me. But I also wasn't on vacation. And from my understanding, a lot of people had really good Decembers, at least towards the end of December. So, and I was no exception. I was having really good sales days. You can see here, quantity sold. I mean, it's just no consistency. My map's all over the place. It's just we just don't want to even pay attention to that. I'll show you my Poshmark stats. I really do want to try to be as transparent, but you can see here the graphs aren't as in depth and they're harder to actually show you what's happening. I don't get page views statistics. I don't really get any of that stuff. I haven't made it to the point where you can pay to promote on Poshmark apparently, but from my understanding and everything I've read upon and viewed upon, that is not worth your dime either. Sales here, you can see, I've had some pretty good days. And honestly, without Poshmark, last week would have been even more disastrous, and so, you can count my lucky stars, I suppose. Listings sold, you can see here, I'm not hiding any of this stuff. It's all here in writing, or whatever the hell this is. But let's get right into the top 10 solds of last week. We actually had some really strong sales. I'm really glad to be sharing these with you. If you haven't watched my last video, I showed you how to look up the exact style names of these items. If you haven't viewed that, go watch it. It's a pretty solid video. I hear some people actually like that video. Sometimes I produce some decent quality entertainment. So, we have this North Face Millerton jacket. Sometimes North Face you don't want to buy everything North Face. Let's be honest here. This one, obviously, people who wear North Face like to scream at you that they wear North Face. They want that freaking logo. They want that spell out. They want it right in your face. They want to be like, look at me. I'm more fashionable than your dumbass. And that's what this jacket does. I mean, it's pretty all over the place. To be fair, it was in like pristine condition. Good size and a medium. I actually have a lot of success with men's mediums. Here's the logo. If you don't know what North Face is, I believe you'd be living under a rock, but I could be wrong. The way you look it up is these numbers here. So yeah, I sold that on an accepted offer. I believe I got $68. Moving on. This is a men's Scotty vest. So if you don't know, Scotty Vest is a traveling brand. They have 1,000,001 freaking pockets. It's awesome. But they also sell for a ton of money. This I had for quite a while actually, which is a bit surprising. I normally don't keep these in inventory very long because they sell within about 10 to 15 days. This is really longest I've ever had it. But this one sat for about, I don't know, it felt like 3 months. I'll be honest with you guys. The North Face jacket also took a while. I don't know. It's just what's happening on eBay. Everything's taking a little bit longer. But yeah, you can see here the logo for Scotty Vest, if you see it, is like that. I picked this up in men's and women's. I also picked this up in regular articles of clothing, such as shorts. I believe they have some, and their shirts. But yeah, specifically their jackets and vests do command quite a bit of money. I believe I accepted a $60 offer on this. So we move on. Here is an excellent brand of men's fashion chinos. These are some boom for your stick, okay? This is Bird Dogs. They have weird names. They kind of play on the names of famous people. You can see this. This is Jeff Bezos. Or, I don't know, Jeff Bezos. But anyways, Bird Dogs, let me find you the logo. Bam, there you go. And see, like it says, for your boom stick. I don't know if I've ever referenced my God-given male appendage as a boom stick, but they do. And the ones with the liner sell better. I had this for about a month, sold for $54.97. I also had a second pair that sold faster. But hey, a great brand, guys. This has well over 100% sell-through rate by the Bird Dog. One key caveat to this, guys. I'm going to find it here. You're going to see this little bird on the back. These feel excellent. Very high quality. So if you're accustomed to searching items by feel, you should feel these out right away. These are just spectacularly... I'd rub these on my face. Anyways, we're moving on because that was a creepy conversation. Here is a pair of Lululemon commission pants. This is the second time this item is sold. And I actually might stop picking these up. Not because they don't sell for a high dollar amount, but because the buyers of these are some of the neediest buyers I've ever met. I've posted at least 5 questions on this item. It got returned once because the guy said it fits more like a 36 or something like that. And it's like, what are you talking about? I mean, if anything, this is closer to a 40. It just... And this isn't the first one. I have another return of a red pair, and it's like, I don't know what these people are doing. But, again, if you live under a rock, here's the Lululemon logo. You will always need to be searching for this. On these pants, they're typically on the back right pocket. And you're going to search for the style number there, that LM5, whatever. That's going to give you this warp stream, which is the fabric type. It's going to give you exactly what it is. It's going to tell you the fit. Those are all important when selling Lululemon. But yeah, guys, just note that sometimes buyers like to be needy. Here is a brand that I don't hardly ever buy. I don't remember the last time I bought a Wrangler pant. But these I know because I picked up a bunch of these from Ross one time. This is the Wrangler Rooted collection, which was built in the United States with Texas cotton. Let me see if I can get the labels for you. Bam! Wrangler Rooted collection, made here in the United States. It's actually got a decent sell-through rate, and for Wrangler, I got $40. That's pretty solid, guys. Odd size, 31 by 32, but I'm going to show you the measurements down here. The measurements clearly showed a 33, and the inside, matched up. But it's this is good, guys. If you see this, it's pretty rare. Ross got a bunch of like the defected ones where like the size said 34, but when you measured it, it was a 44. Those were pretty odd. but they were dirt cheap at Ross at like $7, and I sold all the new ones for like $45. So it was pretty good. I got like 6 pairs at one time. But that's how I knew that, you know. So sometimes shopping at Ross pays off. So I hope you guys can learn a little bit of something on those Wranglers. Here is some Nike. I got $40 for Nike. I like to joke with you guys that I'm the god of selling Nike. I know I'm not even close. I'm sure there are people out there that sell the living sheesh out of Nike far better than I can. But if you watch my channel, you will notice that I sell high-end Nike literally almost every day or every other day, and they continuously make my top 10 sales of the week. These are some dry fit, shield tight, elastic waist stretch pant. Nike is always useful to add the MPN or the style code there in the title, and these these felt really nice. You just need to learn what good Nike feels like. These felt high quality, and I'm willing to bet you brand new these probably sold for $100. So someone got a deal here at 40. Yeah, pretty solid. And you know what? Did I not? Oh, I did up top. Okay, but yeah, look out for that Nike stuff, guys. I promise you. Some of that stuff might surprise you. Oh, dang! A second Nike item. Woo! I'm pounding in there, guys. Look at this Nike Trail. These Phenom Elite Knit Trail Joggers. These are great. I found a couple of these recently. They sell in just about every size. Nike Trail, I've been very surprised by lately. I've been finding a decent amount of it, and it's been selling really well. I can remember when Nike Trail wasn't the biggest sought-after thing, but then they started adding certain, like some of their high-end quality lines, like the Phenom pant. They made it into a Nike Trail pant, and then added some usefulness to the pant with pockets and stretchability and everything like that. But yeah, these sold. I believe I accepted an offer of $38. So like I said, guys, just keep looking out for Nike. Typically, anything Nike with like a crossover or like an additional name on it, like Nike Trail or whatever, typically is going to do a lot better. But look it up. Always look them up. Here's a sleeper brand for you guys. This is Gustin. I pick up just about everything in this brand. I've only ever found chinos, jeans, and shirts. I don't really know if they sell anything else. I took an offer of, I think, $37 for this, which was pretty low, but I have had these for a long time. I may have overpriced them, but, I'm just happy to move them. Like I said, last week I just was kind of accepting somewhat reasonable offers just to get some income coming in. The tag is going to look like this, pretty unassuming, but these are built here in the U.S. most of the time, and the pants will always have where it was sewn, the fit. The jeans will tell you if it's like a raw denim or salvage denim, things like that. Those sell for a much higher dollar amount than these will. So I'm just happy to move these and share a new brand to you guys, because I know most of you probably have never heard of this brand. Also, when you do your research on this brand, it's pretty freaking strange. It's like a crowdfund to go get fabric, and then they produce it and then custom make it for some people. It's a really odd site. I'm not quite sure how they work, but it's been a while since I found it. But there was a point there where I was finding it almost every time I did my sourcing. But yeah, Gustin, guys, keep a lookout. Hey, this was highlighted in one of my shorts. If you guys don't know, I do short feeds every single time I come out of a thrift store when I do my big thrift trip. I show you the highlights, how much I paid, yada, yada, yada. But these were the Saturday pant. And I told you, like, these were excellent pants, especially from Marine Layer, which is a brand that's kind of on the fence of being mediocre anymore. But these sold for $35 plus $8.50 shipping. These sold pretty quick, under a month. Yeah, I had 2 pairs of these. The first pair sold like right away on Poshmark, and this pair sold like about a week and a half later. So yeah, Marine Layer, guys, if you don't know, it's a pretty solid brand. I wouldn't be paying up a lot for it, but there's, excuse me, guys, there's your logo. So yeah, here's another sleeper brand. If you guys don't know, I do a lot of my research on websites like Huckberry. I like to look at the cool stuff that I can't afford. I also look at brands because if I can't afford it, odds are it has a really strong resale value. And I'm not saying I'm rich. I'm just saying if it's like a $300 pair of pants, I ain't spending $300. But if I find that brand in the Goodwill, I'm picking that shit up and selling it for $150, if you know what I mean. But Proof is a brand sold on Huckberry, and I found a couple of their pants. I've also found some shorts and some shirts, and they all sell pretty strong. Just be careful, their shirts don't have as high of a dollar amount, but they all sell really well. Their pants do very well. One thing I did find out that if you add Huckberry in the name, it adds to the value and increases the sell-through. Pretty much because Proof is such a generic name, you have to add something else to it. For whatever reason, though, these took a very long time. I would say upwards of 6 months to sell, which is really frustrating, but someone finally came along and paid me, $40. That's a really solid thing. And that's it, guys. That's the top 10. Yeah. Let me know down in the comments section. What's your guys' experience from last week? How's eBay doing for you? If you started selling on another platform, let me know how that's doing for you. My experience is it's been slow on both platforms. Much slower than expected on eBay, to be fair. I expect Poshmark to lag behind eBay quite a bit. But on an average daily basis, Poshmark, based on my expectations, has been performing better than eBay. eBay has been kind of all over the place. It's taken a lot longer than expected time for it to throttle back up. You can see here my impressions are starting to go back up and page views are starting to recover, but sales just haven't returned. And it's getting a little nerve-wracking, but I also know that there's a lot of people out there that are having equal, if not worse, struggles than I am. So I sometimes just need to relax and namaste, and realize that I'm really blessed to have what I have, and you got to stay humble in this game. Don't ever quit, though. I will find you. If you quit, you message down below and tell me you quit. I will find you because I don't want any of you guys. This information is by no means a brag. And in fact, it's kind of embarrassing. I mean, look at these numbers. They're all red. There's nothing there. Nothing at all that tells me I'm being successful at the beginning of the year. So, yeah, I'm not bragging. This information is purely educational. I really want to show people that, you can be successful. And I'm working very hard at that, guys. Working diligently and trying my best to provide the best content for you guys in the reselling niche. So, if you got any questions, comments, let me know down there. Kindly caress that like button. I'm talking with the butter soft fingers I know all of you have. Caress that like button. Share my videos to people who may benefit. And until my next video, guys, rule the day.